Hi there, I'm Levy, your friendly neighborhood chibi leviathan, and I'm going to be recapping my session 8 of Lumineth the Looming Green, a Dungeons & Dragons session. We begin already on the battlefield outside of Gnome area, where we are about to be accosted by a large army of gnomes and kobolds. Due to the fact that the player was unavailable, our heroic friend, who looks like TV's Kevin Sorbo when he's not all masked up and moody, Zeke, ran headlong into battle, throwing his scimitar, throwing his dagger, decapitating and killing several goblins on his way. The enhancement to his dagger carried over because of the magic of Nomeria to his other weapons, so he was able to retrieve both of them and throw them a second time with his action surge, because he's a fighter with a little bit of rope. From there, the army approached us. We were able to pelt them with some long-range spells and cantrips. We were able to enhance the range of Fairy Fire and some other spells to reach them as they were approaching. And then when they finally did land upon our shores, our bear Cisco was able to laser beam them with his Starry Wisp. And with much contention this night and every other so far, it has been revealed again and again that Cisco is not a gnome, he's a halfling. Except he's also pretty much always a bear. Laser bear, who also likes to eat goblins. When he's in bear form, it's not any strange thing for a bear to eat people. So that's an interesting factoid about Cisco. So as well, Milton, who we've discovered this week, is not actually a human, but is a Goliath due to the fact that he was able to use Cloud Jump. And so a Cloud Giant variant of Goliath was able to use Rhyme's Binding Ice to great effect because it had the size of a cone of cold and was able to hit almost all of the approaching army when they foolishly clumped up together. Patch was able to launch not just one, but two Eldritch Blasts at the enemy when they got into closer range because his spell was upcast. Whereas Lyric, in this particular instance, tried to use his Wand of the War Mage, assuming that it would have some kind of enhanced effect, the same way that Zeke's magical dagger of returning had on his weapon. And instead, Lyric's cantrips were only enhanced in a smaller way. So instead of acting as though they were level 5, the Ray of Frost hindered things a little bit more, and the Thorn Whip pulled things a little bit more. So while the rest of the party did a lot of damage, got many kills on these goblins and kobolds, Lyric got one single kill. As his damage was not enhanced, he has no area of effect spells, and of course he missed several times, even with a Wand of the War Mage not giving anyone cover. Regardless, we had a fun night, and a few highlights are, of course, Cisco eating the goblin as a laser bear, Bugs coming out of a magic bag trying to eat Patch, the kobold and goblin armies approaching along with the Pudding King that we were warned of, and some rat-drawn carriages that tried to siege the doorway of Nomeria, which is where the bag of bugs came from. This bag of bugs and critters trying to crawl into Nomeria, and Patch trying to close the bag, but being unable to, shouting something to the effect of, "Oh my god, they're in my stuffing! Help!" And Lyric helping Patch to finally get the bag closed with the power of teamwork together. The towers from Nomeria doing heavy damage, shooting lasers, and also fire to burn away the bugs and nearly burn Patch and Lyric as they were amidst the bugs, but sparing them due to some decent Constitution saves. They just felt really warm. And the bugs that were attempting to burrow into Patch were not, in fact, in his stuffing, so it was a slight overreaction from here. We then had the Pudding King attempt to flee. In doing so, that is when Milton went full Cloud Giant Cloud Giant Ogre, and chased him with all of his abilities, using his spells to try to hinder him, using his ability to get to him faster, and the Pudding King simply kept retreating and Misty Stepping. After the leftovers of the army at the actual Nomeria wall were taken care of, Larrick lured Bear Cisco over, mounted him with Patch, cast Longstrider on him, and then we had a zoom-in bear chase scene trying to catch up to Milton and the Pudding King, as we knew exactly where he was thanks to the magical maps provided from the cartographer subclass of Artificer. We did catch up to and murder the Pudding King, who turned into some kind of sludge, but left behind only a map. The map which seems to lead to treasure, which everyone from the party decided instead of going back to Nomeria right away, we would go and seek out the treasure without informing Zeke, who was not there this week. So we are headed south of Nomeria, following this treasure map from the goblins, which in the margins somewhere, after being written potentially in Goblin or something else, says treasure hoard here. And yeah, it's written by some goblins. We're hoping that this treasure hoard will be fun and lucrative. Larrick mostly wants it to be lucrative. Everyone else is hoping that it's got cool treasure. And yeah, it was a fun, combat-filled evening where we all got to try to do things, where 3 people got to do lots of killing of goblins and kobolds, and Larrick got to struggle bus and kill 1, because low-level Artificer does not have a lot of damaging spell item options. Yay!